the channel. So I've got a watch in for review. This is the SINN 556i. Recent purchase of mine. Got it off eBay. It's pretty good condition, slightly used. I've had a few of these in the past. I had the one with the Arabic numerals. I had this particular model here as well. And it's just something I always wanted back. And I also had a couple of their chronographs as well, which are awesome. And I did have not too long ago a 104 in the collection, which was great too, but I moved that along. This, in my opinion, is probably the best SINN, classic looks, no nonsense tool watch. And if you don't know, SINN SINN started, the company SINN started in 1961 by a gentleman named Helmut Zinn, which was a aircraft pilot, I believe in World War II. And he pretty much is known for, SINN is known for making, no-nonsense tool watches, and that's pretty much what they are. They do have some more dressy looking watches, but pretty much for the most part, in my opinion, they're tool watches. And they make great dive watches. There's some Lin on there. They make some great dive watches. They make great, tool pilot watches like these. They have the new SINN U50 that came out, which is I think a 41 millimeter, as opposed to the SINN U1, which is like a 44. And I've had the SINN U1 on the channel. So great watches, and they have a lot of technology in their watches. Shock resistant, anti-magnetic, pressure resistant, of course water resistant. Like this model here is 200 meter water resistance. So you get a lot of tech in buying these. These are made in Germany. They are very purpose built. And what I love about this particular watch is the dimensions, and then also that dial. It's got an inky black lacquered dial with a real stark white numerals, or not numerals, font. Okay, so your markers, which are painted on, are stark white, and it gives it a great contrast, and it's real easy to read, very legible at any angle. And what's also very cool about it is they use AR on both sides. Okay, so anti-reflective on the top and the bottom, sapphire crystal, and it's a flat sapphire crystal, but you could see it very well at just about any angle. Okay, so it's just the perfect tool watch. You have a date at the 3 o'clock, and what's cool is you still have, it doesn't take up that whole, so you still have a loom plot there. It doesn't take up that whole section. So that's very, very nice. So the dimensions, let's get the dimensions out of the way. So it's a 38.5 from side to side. It is 45.6 from lug tip to lug tip. And the thickness is 11.4, so very thin. You got a signed crown, very nice grip on that crown. We'll get into that. Also, it has integrated crown guards here too. 20 millimeter lug opening. You can see that. It's got a complete satin finish throughout. There's no polishing, nothing. It's just all satin. You have pierced lugs, so you can do, change out the strap real easy on it. But just absolutely beautiful watch. And H-link design on the bracelet. You have screw-in links. They're like hex head screw-in links. And it comes with a tool, of course. I'll open up the box. I'll show you what comes inside and everything. Even though this is not a dive watch, it comes with a diver's extension. Okay, and then you have 3 micro adjustment there, which I think, and there's even still some of the plastic on this. So this is well loved, hardly worn. But what's nice about it is it's a very nice slinky bracelet, and it's well put together with these screws. Beautiful looking watch. Like I said, I can't get over how nice looking it is. I just love how it's all satined. It's just all business. There's no nonsense whatsoever. That's definitely in German. I believe that's stainless steel. On the case back here, we have SINN. It's got the model number, anti-magnetic, 20 bars, so it's 200 meter water resistance. This particular one, they've used 2824s. They also use this SW200-1, which this is. It's 28,800 vibrations per hour. running very strong, and I'll show you how well it's running in just a moment too. We'll put it on the time grapher. But this is a top grade SW200, not chronometer certified, but keeping chronometer timing. And you have blued screws. You have that famous SINN gold rotor there. So they do some, decorating here and there. And it's not just a regular pedestrian, you know, regular old SW200 movement. I mean, this is doctored up pretty good, very nice. It's pretty much an exact clone of a 2824, and you know, some people might prefer the 2824, but I think this movement is just as good. In fact, it has one extra joule. I believe it's 26 joules over 25 joules, but 40-hour power reserve, somewhere right around that range. But very nice, good movement. And at this price point, I think it's a good movement to have in this watch. I think these are around 1,300, somewhere right around there on Watch Buys, which is their American distributor. So you can check that out. The crown on this watch, let's pop that out. And it kind of has this pop to it. It has kind of like a trip lock type of crown system. That way it keeps it, you know, 200 meter water resistance. And that's very nice, screws in very well. Easy to manipulate. On the wrist, 7.5 inch wrist. Let me throw that on here real quick. There we go, 7.5 inch wrist. Fits perfect. So even if you have a smaller wrist, you know, in the 6s, somewhere right around there, it's going to fit perfect with that 38.5 side to side and then 45.6 lug to lug. So these are the perfect dimensions for just about any man, or even a woman could wear it with no problem. Beautiful Zen buckle there. Very, very nice. Let's see here. Yep. So let's do a Loom Shot real quick. Okay. And then we can put it on the time grapher. And the Loom's pretty decent. You know, it seems like all Zen Loom is real good. It lasts a long time. It's just not real bright at first, but it does last for hours. So I think it's good enough. So let's turn the lights out here so you guys can see that. Bear with me on this. Yeah, there we go. So there is... And there is some light still coming in the room here, but pretty bright. It looks good. In my opinion, it looks very, very good. It's more than enough. There, it focused there a little bit, kind of, yeah. So more than enough brightness there. Let me turn the lights back on. Let's put it on the time grapher, and then we'll show you what's in the box. So here is, on the time grapher, lower this down so you guys can kind of see. Okay, put it in frame a little bit. Oops. All right, so we are currently .297 amplitude. We got a 0.3 in beat error, which it's actually been lower than that. Rate, right now it's at 0, but last time I checked it, it's got to kind of even out here, but I think it was about +2, right around there. And of course, 28,000 vibrations per hour. So very good. It's got great timing, especially for an SW200, which, you know what, I've had good luck with that movement. And, you know, in my Oruses and stuff that I've had it in, it's always kept great time. So it actually seems like it's even a better timekeeper than a lot of the 2824s that I've had in my watches. So it all depends on who's regulating them and, you know, who's casing them up and all that, obviously. But Zen does take the time to regulate them, and you can see right here, this is very good. Of course, this is going to vary in different positions we put it in. I think at this position, we're going to gain a little bit, but the timing is great. Okay, so you can't complain there whatsoever. So what's in the box? This is your Zen box, okay, standard box. Let's open it up, see if you guys can kind of see it. I'll mute this. See if you see now we're at +3 as it stables out a little bit. Here is the owner's manual. So, and it's in German and English and all that. And it's got some other models in there too, different things. Talks about, you know, there's some different things to look at there. Here is the warranty card, October 2019 watch buys, model number, all that. So you got that. Inside, let's see if we can open this up. We have a tool, which is really cool. So you can, one side is a point you can take the bracelet off with. The other one is like a screwdriver pretty much. And then there's also the other toolkit for the hex head, for the actual screw length. So pretty nice, you know, I'm sure it's fake leather, but not too bad. Very, very nice. Let's put this all back. So comparing to, you know, another purpose-built watch, which would be my Rolex Sea-Dweller. If you look at the sizing here, the Sea-Dweller is a 40. Of course, it has a you know, dive bezel, but these are both tool watches. This Rolex is when Rolex built tool watches, not, you know, with the ceramic bezel and looks all shiny and all that kind of stuff. This is a tool watch. These are both tool watches. Great. If you look at that inky black dial. That is just beautiful. And you know what? The Rolex has the same thing. And I just love the way that looks. You kind of just get lost at looking at the dial. The only thing the Rolex doesn't have is very good AR coating. I think they may use it on the underside, but they definitely don't use it on top. And if they use it on the underside, they don't use quite a bit at all. Okay, so you do get some reflections with the Rolex, but if you look at this SINN, you hardly get any, just a little bit. I think that's just great legibility on the SINN. So there you have it, guys. This is the SINN 556i. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.